Mr. Oni, I have to ask you this question because from early on, we had been told that the unity of Nigeria was not a matter to be discussed at that conference. Whereas for many, for most Nigerians, that seems to be at the core of the matter. That is what we are going there to discuss. If we are going to remain married, on what terms shall we remain husband and wife?
Even as lawyers, man, when you go to court with very hostile applications, the opponents, the first thing it does is to challenge the jurisdiction of the court to even hear it. We have left the stage where tomorrow's judges throw up their hands in heaven and say we can't do anything. They will decide whether indeed they have the jurisdiction.
It's as simple as that.
I don't think it's an issue. Asking people should not discuss the direction of deliberations will bear things out. If truly Nigerians are resolved to stay together, sometimes I feel some of these things are superfluous. You don't need it. Why are Nigerians, why are some people paranoid about unity? Look, you could have a husband and wife living together, cohabiting without unity. I think the thing to do is to address the roots of these fears. I don't think we do ourselves as a country justice by pretending that things are well. The truth of the matter is that things are not well. And for me, it's far more productive to focus on how we can make this union work. I've never heard, sincerely, like you said, occasionally you hear such comments about, let's even tear this country apart. But I do not believe that they represent the dominant view of the majority. Such comments only seek to draw our attention to some of the fundamental imbalances in our federation.
Exactly.
Look, our problems in this country have been well diagnosed. I think we have an idea of what the problems are. The truth of the matter today, we have a large center that has become too dominant for our good. Look, somebody said our president is probably the most powerful in the world. I agree. Our presidency, is probably one of the most powerful in the world. Do we really need it? And then look at the center. There's so much waste. And then look at the mad rush to go to Abuja. The other day I went to the village. I saw that the local governments only exist in name. Why? Because they can't even generate money to pay their own wages. I'm not even talking of states now. And then you have local governments. Problems that could better be solved locally. You are looking to Abuja to solve problems. Sanitation. They cannot, unless they go to Abuja to collect the monthly stipend, they can't even fix sanitation. And then I ask myself, and you talk about issues, national security issues like Boko Haram. Look, just like the problem we had in Niger Delta, a good chunk of the problem actually derived from the fundamental breakdown of the normative order. In other words, traditional authority, they are in flight. Small boys who can lob guns, who can lob bombs now, they are the ones that determine. So these are things we need to sit down and talk about. Our flight of fancy into constitutionalism, I agree, yes, we need to restructure. But sincerely speaking, even when you have done the restructuring of Nigeria Federation, which is key, you still need to look at the software of our values. How do we get Nigerians, for instance, to appreciate the other person, to own up to responsibility? In your neighborhood, your personal security is important to you. To the extent that you collaborate with your neighbors, you put a guard there because you know you have a direct responsibility. Everybody talks about Abuja, as if Abuja will solve our problems. Never. Abuja will never. In the United States that we love to quote, we like to cite so much. A number of the problems, and in fact, the chunk of the problems are municipal in nature. Until we begin to accept responsibility, that's why somebody will drive and create problems on the highway, create bedlams on the highway, and it will insult Fashola. Whereas, all that we need to do is just to get people to think of the fellow feelings. So those are the issues that we need to discuss. How do we first restore traditional authorities? And that starts with the communities. Then, of course, the larger architecture. How do we decentralize power? Because power is a monster that is gnawing away at the soul of this nation until we are able to properly hold power and put power in its place.
Cage it.
To serve the people as against being an instrument of oppression Because that's what people see,
A
conceive
monster.
of. You know, the symbol, the trappings of it is what actually has become the problem for this country.